Right now I'm standing in front of the world famous King Sling. This thing's an absolute monster, but what it takes to make this thing do what it does is transmission drop box. That's what gets the power to the axles. This thing's equipped with a level 5.5 power glide from FTI and a Sniper Gearbox. 18-inch Sniper Gearbox reverse rotation because the engine's in the back. This thing decimates all, completely reliable, zero downtime. Let's talk to the people that make that happen. I'm talking with Grant. This is the guy that I bug all the time on the phone, but let me tell you, best customer service in the industry. This guy's talked me through countless troubleshooting issues, drop box gear ratios, all sorts of stuff, and I've never talked to you and not come up with a solution.
That's right, that's right. That's the whole end goal, is to come up with a solution, get you guys back to racing. You know, we go to the chalkboard with you.
Yep.
You know, we're there for the pre-plan, we're there when there's a problem, and we want to be there in the winner's circle with you.
And therefore improvements as well.
Absolutely.
We've talked to plenty of innovations and stuff with the sport drop boxes, cases, stuff like that. So tell us, what sets FTI's drop boxes apart from the competition? I've noticed the Sniper name. Tell us what the story behind the Sniper name.
Absolutely. When Roy Pridgeon designed these cases after the cyclone, he wanted to make a prettier billet, tighter tolerance, and a quieter case.
Yep.
He's big into hunting, and you know, being a sniper, you have to be super quiet, stealthy.
Yep.
So we think that the low profile look, all of it being billet, and the tighter tolerances that we run between the gears and the spacing gives it that quiet, sniper, stealthy, you know, no noise.
I like it. And if you look on mine, it's actually got a crosshairs, and behind that crosshairs is the finish line. So I run this exact same case. I'm not sure what bull gear's in this thing, but I've been nothing but pleased with it. You offer a wide variety of gear ratios for what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. We're not bracket racing. We don't need small increments, but you're working on that.
We are working on that. I'm trying to fill some of the voids in the ratios that are spaced out a little further than what some of the racers would like.
Yep.
You know, you guys are taking this sport to a whole nother level, and you're starting to need that. Every little bit makes a huge difference. So absolutely. I recognize that from talking to you guys, and we're working on being able to make that available as soon as we can.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of these taller cases. So that was your 12-inch case, right?
Correct.
So what are we working with right here? What would this be considered?
Right there is another version of an 18. This right over here in front is going to be our largest case.
Okay.
It's actually going to be what is in this truck right here. It's our 24-inch case. It's the largest one that I offer. I've had some requests and desires for a larger case. Sure.
The trucks are getting bigger.
They're getting bigger, absolutely, and they kind of need somewhat of like a super case.
Yep.
And those desires have been notated, yep. And you know, there is some thought that's being going into that. I don't know when I will be able to come up with something, but it's also being considered for these type of consumers as well.
Absolutely, sky's the limit. I mean, you're making these things from scratch. They're not cast. They're 100% billet.
Correct. I
really like just the look of it. They've got a great aesthetic. I haven't had a single issue with mine. You've actually made the seals a lot easier to replace on the revised models.
Yes, I'd love to go over and show you that. And basically what we did was, you know, to make everything so tight and quiet and compact, at the time you had to take the whole case apart.
Yep.
Understanding the conditions that you guys are running into, we need to make that ability easier and more accessible without having to take it out of the truck, keep the downtime of the truck less, and I want to show you what we did.
So this is the revised version of the seal upgrade, correct?
Correct. What we did was I milled that original section off, made this flat. We took a billet aluminum housing with an O-ring and then the seal. We also made it to where you can put a punch and punch the seal right back out.
Yep.
And you can press it back in.
Right here.
Those provisions right there. Yep. And you can take this, slide it over the output shaft, change it right there in the field, put it back on. You're right back racing with a good seal.
Perfect. I love it, man. Nothing but the best. And I mean, people will say what they want. People have their preferences on products, but you can't beat customer service.
Absolutely.
I've never called this man and him be like, "Oh God, this guy again." He actually told me one time.
I'm excited when you call.
He actually told me one time I was rebuilding my transmission. I was having problems. Put a gasket in between the valve body. Didn't call for a gasket. I didn't know that. And he said, "Dude, it's already got 3 gears out of 4. It's got first, second, and reverse." He said, "You're doing something right," and that made me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. I've talked to other manufacturers, and they're like, "It sounds like you just need to get somebody else to rebuild your transmissions," but not Grant. I mean, great customer service, great products, and all made in the USA. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right there in the land, right out of the shop.
Absolutely. Hey, pleasure doing business with you. Plan on doing business with you for a long time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you should too.